Hey, real estate agents, welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga. He's the man with the plan. What's going on today, Joey?
A lot of things are going on today. I'm excited about this show, and I'm excited to what I'm going to learn.
We're going to learn a lot. We've got an awesome guest with us today.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, right? Katharine Loucaidou, broker of record of the Property Gallery Realty in the Greater Toronto Area. How are you doing, Katharine?
Katharine.
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, so that little intro music there, I guess that's... You're a hockey fan?
Sounded like Hockey Night in Canada. That's what it sounded
there
like.
we go.
Blue Jays?
And
that's
well,
baseball.
yeah, of course. I think hockey gets a little more excitement than the Blue Jays, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
yes,
I think he was confused.
I was confused. So it's Toronto. Who's the hockey team?
the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs. I knew it was some type of leaf.
Yes,
There's
yes.
only one kind of leaf, Joey. Maple.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, we have a hockey team here that we don't watch, the Coyotes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've
Well,
been to one or two
I
games.
know. Las Vegas' new team is doing amazingly, so maybe you need to take a few pointers from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. It's just because they have a cool look with that knight helmet and all that stuff.
True. And their
Yeah.
halftime shows and everything are pretty rocking.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, thank you so much for joining us all the way from Canada. I think you're our first guest
pleasure.
from Canada. So,
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
yeah, absolutely. I want to get right into it, but let's first, I guess, let the agents that are listening and watching know who you are, how long you've been in the business, and just break it down a little bit for us.
Sure. So I have been in the business just over 9 years, and I started, I think, like every agent out there, or the majority of agents, where I moved into a new town. I had been in Europe for 18 years, and when I moved back to Canada 10 years ago, I decided I was going to get into real estate. And how did I realize this? I found this amazing channel on television called HGTV. And I thought, I can do that, just like we see other people choosing this profession. So, that's actually what started me into it. But once I got my license, I really enjoyed it. I didn't have a lot of initial training, so it was a lot of trial and error on my part. And, not only was I a new agent, but I was also new to the community. So I had to really work quickly to try and get myself known here, it was an uphill battle for sure.
Got it.
But 9 years later, we're doing well.
Yeah, well, one of the reasons I reached out to you, I saw that announcement of like the number one broker in your town now, and you've only had your brokerage for what you said, a little over a year?
8 months.
No.
8 months.
Just
That's right.
under.
8
months.
Under a year.
That's amazing.
Yes,
crazy.
the power of social media.
Social media and video, that's what's carrying this
That's
whole
it.
thing.
I mean, if you just had to do two things, that's all you had to do. And
That's
this
awesome.
it's basically proof of it, that a person can open, and it's an independent brokerage. I decided not to go with a brand. I worked for the large brand for 9 years. And, I respect the name, and I respect, what a great company they've built. But I decided I was going to go out on my own and create my own brand. So, not only are you choosing to go, independent, but now you're also trying to brand a company as well as do your own business. So, yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about where we're at, 8-9 months later.
Absolutely.
That we were voted the number one real estate brokerage.
You talk about doing social media and video. So social media is big. What specifically do you do social media wise?
I would say 80% of my efforts would be on Facebook and about 20% on Instagram, if I were to sort of weigh them that way.
Got it. All right. Well, just so you know, I've used your name and your Facebook page as an example for, I don't know, maybe the past, year, probably before you even started your own brokerage, just because I knew that you were using video and you were doing these market updates and all these things, getting lots of views. And I've used you and Sue Pinky Benson down in Florida,
Yes.
kind of as examples of two ladies that are really rocking it using video and social media. So just so you know, some of the people listening probably have heard me share your name or share your page
that's
before.
awesome.
But I'm really intrigued. I mean, you put out these market updates, and you get thousands of views on a lot of these. I mean, I wrote down a couple. You've got some that have 16,000 views, 21,000 views. I mean, you have some with a lot of views. You want to share, like, with the audience how?
Those are the videos. Sure, those are the videos that actually get lesser amount of views than the open house and home tour ones that I do. The home tour ones I do can go up to 55,000 views within about 3 weeks.
I remember that you do have one that was like that, 50-some thousand views. I was like, what? What is she doing?
Right. And let me tell you, that helps draw people into the open house.
Absolutely. Well, do you want to share a little bit about how your strategy behind that?
So, do you mean the views or the videos?
Yes.
Because there are two different strategies going on. Okay. Two different strategies. The one is to get people to know you, like you, and trust you. And unfortunately, if you always have the real estate hat on, people will get to know you, but they're not going to necessarily like you and trust you just because you happen to be talking about real estate, for example, in the market updates that I do. Yeah. And that is the reason why I have all these other supplementary videos that I do, because I am trying to get people to understand who I am, that they can trust me, and hopefully I'm at least likable to 50% of the people who are watching. I don't expect everyone to like me, but the goal is to get people to see me wearing a different hat each time, but I'm still that same person that they can trust. So generally, on a monthly basis, I will do a market update, a real estate market update. I will do a home tour or open house video. And the third one will be other. So whether that is a small business, and I will put a spotlight on a small business. It might be an event going on in town. It might be someone has reached out to me and say, hey, will you help me promote this event that I'm having? And typically it's been the last year or two has been actually the town council. Some of the members there have had openings of, let's say, a venue in town that they wanted, some help marketing, and I actually would do a video with them, and we would get lots of views. So by putting yourself in these different situations, people are now getting to see you in a different light and not always that real estate realtor image.
Got it.
So 3 videos per month. One market update, a open house walkthrough, and then other.
And then other, And the other is actually the part where they get to trust you, because it's not real estate related at all. And it is something that you are giving back to the community. So we'll call that a community video.
Okay.
Got it.
Good. Good stuff.
So were you surprised that in 8 months you're the #1 broker in the town? I mean, did it happen faster than you thought it would?
Recognition has happened faster than I expected. My goal is never, I want to be the most popular person out there. That's not my goal. My goal is, I've opened a business. I would like to help real estate agents here. But in order for me to help real estate agents, I also need to help us get branded as quickly as possible, because I do want to be in the game with the other brand brokerages. I don't want to be in the corner watching from a distance. I want to be in that game, and I want to be right out there with everybody else. So in order for me to be able to gain the trust of realtors that they are working for a great brand, I had to get myself out there as fast as possible.
Yeah, got it. No, and video is one of the quickest ways to do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And especially if you've already established yourself as this person within the community, then, the next extension was, okay, well, what's that extension of me? It's now the business that I run.
Yeah, absolutely. So you talked about the types of videos. What about, so on the view side, I know you were sharing with us before we went live here, kind of a strategy that you use that I definitely would love for you to share with the agents that are listening. So it's
sort of that, it's the secret sauce of video that not too many people have learned. And For me, again, it's been trial and error. So how can I get the most views? How can I get Facebook to keep showing my video? Because when we boost a video on Facebook, we are being charged per view. And, the second that starts going above 5 cents a view, it starts to get very expensive for the pocket. So my goal is always to keep that as low as possible. And I realize that if I can build up my views organically before I even boost it on Facebook, that is how I would keep my cost per view down. So the way that we do this is we join local Facebook groups or wherever it is that we are going to be targeting the video. And when I actually teach this course, whether it's social media marketing or video marketing, this is a really important word, and it's the targeting, and who are you targeting and who is your audience? Because, if I have a condo downtown Toronto, then my audience isn't the people in the suburbs. My audience is going to be people downtown Toronto who are looking to move into a condo. Yeah. Likewise, if I have a home on the golf course, again, I'm not, targeting a 25-year-old who's looking to live in a really hip place in Toronto. I'm targeting someone who's looking to live by the golf course. So by knowing this, I know where I want to promote that video and what types of Facebook groups I want to be joining in order to match the type of video that I've got or the kind of houses that I sell. So typically we join buy and sell groups, very open, very broad, but they hold a lot of people inside them. So we're looking for thousands of people who are in these groups. Maybe, mom groups, depending. You have to be really careful because moms can be a little bit touchy if you're just sitting there promoting all the time. You have to add value. So there are other parts of this strategy. And then the other thing I did is I created my own Facebook group, which is basically localized in my community. And I don't promote real estate in there, only if it's a property that is local. However, it does reflect back because they do know what it is that I do. So it is kind of twofold. But you're not doing that in-your-face marketing, as I call it, which is, oh, hi, I'm a real estate agent. Are you thinking of buying or selling a home? That's gone. I don't do things like that. It's all about providing value. So how can I provide value in my market updates? How can I provide value in the home tour that I'm showing you? How can I provide value in the community events that I'm giving you or pointing out a new restaurant in town? It's all about value.
Got it. And so then once you get some views, some traction on that video, that's when you go back now and say, okay, I'm going to put a little money behind this. I'm going to boost this thing because now Facebook's algorithms are saying, oh, there are a lot of people that want to see this.
That's right. Because Facebook's whole objective is to get people to stay on Facebook. So if you can have something running on Facebook, whether it's a post or a video that people like, well, then Facebook is going to reward you for that. And by reward, I mean they'll show it up to more people, and the view cost per view is much lower.
Got it. Do you usually ask for permission from the group to be able to post videos, or do you just go ahead and do it, and if someone says something, then you kind of...
Well, isn't there that saying is do it and ask for forgiveness later?
And I'm also curious with your community, or not community, but your tours, your home tours. Yeah. How do you actually provide value in those?
Okay. So I'll answer the first part. Okay. Regarding permission, it's a buy and sell group. Every buy and sell group, they do have rules of the group. Some of them allow business posts one time a week, twice a week. Some don't have rules, but because it's a home tour and it's not really like I'm saying, here's a product that I sell and this is how much I'm asking for it. People tend to like real estate. They tend to like home tour videos because at the end of it, I'm not saying, oh, and click on this link and you can buy this today for $19.99. It's not that type of selling. And everyone really they love HGTV. They love seeing in other people's homes. So I've only ever had one person in all the groups, in all the years that I've been doing this, from a group say, oh, by the way, that's not the right day you posted it. It's this day. And that was it. Otherwise, no. People love to see inside other people's homes.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
How have the your video marketing, how has it impacted your, how do I want to say this? Has it helped, I guess, with you getting more listings? So is it easier to go to that listing appointment and they've seen that, whoa, I mean, look how many video views Katharine gets on her videos and all that. I mean, it's got to be adding to that presentation.
Yeah, so things have definitely evolved in the 3 years that I've been doing this now. And how it's evolved is it's not about the views, but it's about being out there in front of people. And when you're constantly in front of people, they feel like they're getting to know you. And that's what's the important part, is people feel like I've established a relationship with them before I've even met them. So
Yeah.
I've established that know me, do you know me, do you like me, do you trust me, before I've even gone to their door. So the last few, probably, I'd say over the last year, I don't even have listing appointments. They basically say, hey, can you come over and list my home?
Nice.
Wow.
And they just say, bring the paperwork.
Wow.
So I don't really have to, fight for a listing anymore, or in competition for a listing.
Yeah.
It's great. And then when I show what type of marketing I have behind me, and the beauty about Facebook is that there are statistics. I can actually show people, this is how many people viewed your home, whereas if you pull out a newspaper ad, you can show nothing. You can say this was distributed to this many houses, but of course, how many people dumped it before they read it is a whole different story. But I can actually prove my views. I can even show how many men, how many women watched it, where were they located, at what time of the day they were watching it, and that's the beauty of Facebook, is that you've got all these statistics helping you.
So is that a report that you provide to the sellers on a regular basis?
When I have a listing?
Yes. So
I will. Yes, I absolutely. Well, the beauty of it is they can see it. So they get very excited when you've done a video on their home. So they like to follow along in the whole process. They can see people liking it. They can see the views going up. So I will get texts every couple of days. Oh my God, it's up 5,000 views. And I said, I know, isn't that amazing? I said, keep watching. So if the home is for sale for like 2 weeks and we get to 12,000 views, they'll be texting me, oh my God, my whole family's calling me, telling me 12,000 people have seen our house. And it's such a great thing when your clients are as interested and excited in it as you are. And it no longer becomes this very depressing task to have to sell your home, but it becomes an exciting journey.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like a realtor's dream, right? Ring, ring, ring. Yeah. I want to sell my house. Can you come bring the paperwork and let's get it listed? I mean, that's that's the point that I think that's where all of us are trying to get to, right?
Right.
To where it's not about cold calling.
And that's why. That's right. And that's why, the video marketing, as much as people are so uncomfortable doing it, I mean, the results are just, they're so massive, so massive, and it's so fast. I mean, how long would it take you from the ground up to build a business, or like open a real estate brokerage and get people to take notice? Then 8 months later, people have voted us #1 brokerage in the area.
Yeah, wow.
It would never happen traditionally. It would be very, very difficult.
No, that's amazing. And I know you teach, so you teach agents a lot too. You've been going around kind of teaching a lot here in the States, even, I think, right?
Yeah.
So the whole fear thing, right? So what is it you would tell the listeners today, or people watching? What is it they need to do to get started, I guess, to do video?
Okay. So the first thing, are we still on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just heard a sound. If they fear it, then that's the next step that they need to take every time. They need to, face the fear. And when I'm out speaking in different brokerages in the States, I always tell them, you have to weigh, what is more important to you? Is it more important to you have your fear and let it hold you back? Or is taking care of your family, increasing your lifestyle, going on vacations, and having food on your table more important to you? And if that is more important to you, you will get over your fear very quickly. But if you allow your fear to take over, then something else is going to have to fall down. And it's going to be your lifestyle and all the goals and dreams that you have.
True. I'm going to have to use that in our next video presentation, Joey. I'm going to say, you're going to starve if you don't do this.
That's right.
No, I'm just teasing.
That's awesome.
But I get it, because here, it seems like agents here, as we teach different things, just here in the Phoenix Metro, I think that's the biggest hang-up. They're afraid to put that camera on, especially for themselves to be front and center.
Yeah, that's right. And it's a matter of saying you need to just get over yourself, because guess what? The way you look here is how you look when you're going to knock on their door in an hour. So there's no difference. But what we don't like is we don't like watching ourselves back. So what I tell everyone is just do the first video. Don't worry about editing. You don't need all of it. Just do a video, put it out there, and watch what happens. And I find it's the results of putting out that first video that gets them very excited, because, even if 500 people watch it because they have 1,000 friends on Facebook, they're like, oh my God, people watched me and liked it. I said, yes. So now keep going. So imagine what the next one's going to be like, and then the next one. And then slowly you build on that. And then there are strategies in collecting audiences, and that's a whole other topic. But it's a first step. And like anything in life, take the first step, because it's more in your mind than it is in actually doing it. Once you've done it, it makes the next one so much easier.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I do have one more question on your videos. So you post the majority on Facebook, probably most of them. And Instagram, you mentioned Instagram. Is that mainly for photos, or do you even post any type of videos? Okay.
I post videos. So my Instagram feed is probably 50% photos and 50% video. Okay. And what I'll do is I will just chop up a home tour. So the majority of my home tour videos are about 2 minutes long, and I make them short because, I want to give some information, and then I want to do the tour of the home. So what I do is I will divide that into a minute, and then I'll put that on Instagram with part 1 and part 2. So people do know that there is a part 2. When I do a market update video, I can actually separate. If I'm going to talk about townhomes, or I'm going to talk about detached 3-bedroom, detached 4-bedroom, I will just cut up those pieces and put that on Instagram. So it's almost like it's, very focal or focused. Little focused videos specifically on what you want to watch. And I find that those get a lot of views and likes as well.
Got it. So do you use stories in Instagram at all?
I tend to use stories more if I'm on vacation, or actually when I go out speaking in the States, and I'll do stories about where I am and, the people there and what I'm eating and things like that. Whereas I keep the feed more for the professional aspect. So the stories are more of who's Katharine behind the scenes, and then the stories are, okay, this is Katharine and this is what she does.
Oh, I like that.
That's awesome. I know you mentioned too in your, when we got you all signed up to get on here too, prospecting and follow up. I didn't know if you wanted to kind of touch on those a little bit. So the
Facebook videos are the prospecting. They go out and do it for you, because a market update will run for a month. So while that's running, so imagine you've got one marketing piece running for 30 days, and then you start inserting these other little ones that run depending on how long you have a home listed. It depends on the type of market that you're in. If you're in a slower moving market, you may have a house that's running for 3 months. If you have a fast moving market, the house may be moving for a month. But you've got the one going for 30 days, and then you've got another one going for 2 weeks, and then you've got a community one going for another month. So when you've got all these moving around, it's an impossibility for people to not get to know who you are, because at some point you're going to be popping up on someone's feed depending on where you've boosted your ad. So there's your prospecting right there for you. And then of course you're supporting that with different other things. But that's the beauty of a video, is that it can just keep going round. I can sit at home and watch a soap opera, but my video's going round and people are watching it. And
Sure.
it's not me going around door knocking. Now, we have, here at the brokerage, we have used door knocking in sync with a video, and it's just working like magic. Because people are opening up the door saying, hey, I just saw you on Facebook. Exactly. And it's like immediate recognition. It's not like it took you 6 months or a year to get noticed. Now all of a sudden people are knowing who you are within 2 weeks. So we are just shortening.
Yeah, so are you just dropping a Facebook boost or an ad with like a mile radius just around that neighborhood, and then you're going around knocking? Is that kind of how you're getting them to see you?
Again, it's about strategy. You know, if you've never done a video before, you're obviously going to start smaller. The longer you've been doing video, or depending on how large the area is that you need to hit, depending if it's a home tour and I need to reach, you know, the outer limits of Toronto, then I'm expanding that. So it's all about strategy, and people have to know what their strategy is and who their market is and who their target is, so you don't waste your money.
Got it. Are you using Facebook Live also?
I do. Yes, I use Facebook Live. I use Live a lot for teaching that I do here. So before every Monday morning meeting, before the summertime, I was always doing a Facebook Live talking about what we were going to be talking about in the meeting, mindset, you know, like a Monday morning mindset. I've done Facebook Lives when I've been standing at a home, going around. I've done Instagram stories also just before an open house, giving a quick tour of what it actually looks like and not what the pretty photos make it look like. You know, I like to show people, we're still on social media, but I like to show like the real aspect and then the pretty aspect and kind of merge those two together.
Yeah. All right.
Makes sense.
So what's on the horizon then? What's next for the Property Gallery Realty? What's
What's next? Oh my. Well, today's actually day one that I'm going to start organizing a large event where myself and possibly one or two other speakers will be doing sort of that end of the year, let us launch you into 2019 with some business and sales strategies. And I do have a group online called The Bulletproof Agent, and I do a lot of live Facebook feeds into their like sort of coaching tips and social media tips. So this will be an event that will be called sort of the Bulletproof Agent Business and Sales, launching you into 2019. So that will be coming up in November. And
is that available to anybody to join or what?
It will be available to anyone who would like to attend. I will have it on my social media page. And for the brokerage, we're going to keep growing because I have a history in teaching. I taught for 18 years. I was a teacher and I was a professor in university, and I taught business communication. So this is what I love doing, and this is the goal, to bring in new agents here into the brokerage who are looking for more help and just take their businesses to the next level because maybe they feel like they're at a standstill right now. So that's what I'm here for, to move that, you know, notch and keep going.
All right, all right. So if any agents that are watching or listening right now would like to reach out to you, how's the best way for them to connect?
Well, definitely Facebook. So they can follow me personally, which is Katharine Loucaidou. And they can also follow my business page. If you don't want to just stalk my videos, I'm fine with that. Katharine Loucaidou Broker. They can find my Bulletproof Agent group, and they can also just message me straight through Facebook, and I'd be happy to chat.
Awesome. And so the Bulletproof Agent group, that's open group or closed? Or
yes.
what?
I actually have a closed group, and then I also have an open Bulletproof Agent page where I put a lot of the same content as well. And it's content, and it really doesn't matter where you live, anywhere in the world. Just watch it, and it's all about sales, mindset, and marketing.
Neat. I'll have to check it out for sure.
I like that right now.
Sounds
Absolutely.
Good.
Any other things you want to say before you get in the ring with the Maniacs?
The only thing I want to say is just move out of your comfort zone, because if the agents can move out of their comfort zones, that is where all the that's where all the magic is. It's outside of that little circle that you are boxed in. The second you step out of that box, magic begins to happen.
I love that.
Yes.
Like the best. That's awesome advice right there.
That's great.
Don't you think?
Yes.
I love it. I love it. All right, let's get in the ring. Here we go.
Careful.
I'm going to already know this answer. But what's your favorite mobile app?
Facebook.
Okay. I figured that would probably be. How about a book recommendation?
Oh.
Ooh, I am reading a really, really good one now, and I actually just picked it up from the airport. I was in Virginia Beach speaking last week, and it's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. It's so good.
Yeah, that is a
Really
really
So
good one.
good. Yes.
A really good one. How about a productivity tool or software that you use on a regular basis?
Productivity or software tool.
You can't say Facebook again. No,
No, I'm not going to say Facebook, but what I will say is, in general, a person, an agent needs to have a CRM.
Yeah.
They need to have somewhere to hold their database, not an Excel spreadsheet, not pieces of paper and notebooks, like actually have a CRM where you can divide people into categories and sections of when they're planning on selling, when they're planning on moving. Keep your business organized, because that's what you are building. You are building a business, and that business is inside your CRM.
Got it. All right.
Good one.
Awesome. And normally we allow you to draw a question from the mask, but you're not here to draw a question from the mask. So let's do this.
Pretend.
So you've been multiple places now speaking, right, throughout the
Yes.
U.S.
I have.
I guess let's answer this. What's been your favorite place so far, and where is a place you would really like to go speak?
Okay, so I think, having been a teacher for 18 years, I don't play favorites. I don't like playing favorites.
All right.
Because what I love is that everyone's different. You know, I have been to Atlanta twice. Phenomenal people there. So friendly, so great. You know, in Virginia Beach was the same thing. I get so excited when I get to visit the States, because wherever I go, you just find such amazing, warm people. And what I love is that they crave the knowledge that I'm teaching them. And that's what I want to see. I want to see those bright, open eyes like they were when they were 6, and they're learning something that they didn't know. So for me, that's the best thing. The most beautiful place I've ever spoken was Lake Tahoe. Gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
Water's
Right
cold,
by the
for
water.
sure.
It was fantastic. It was so beautiful. So, you know, I'm just happy to go wherever. You know, doesn't matter to me. I love traveling and I love speaking to people. So for me, the
if the
bigger the crowd, the better.
So if the Bahamas call to have you come out and speak, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, I won't really have to think twice.
Yeah, no, totally.
No.
Well, thank you so much for being on. This has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. The advice
Thank you.
have given, gosh, 8 months to be voted now #1 broker, using all the videos and everything. It's just amazing.
Yes.
I mean, it's a great success story. It's awesome. It's going to be exciting to
Thank
see
you.
where
I
you go
appreciate
over the
you
next
having
12
me.
months, you know? So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and you know what? I think that's the beauty. If you just keep your mind open and not put walls and put yourself in a box, anything's possible.
absolutely.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Katharine, so much for joining us. It's been amazing.
My pleasure. Thank you
We-
for having me.
We appreciate it. Until next time, guys, Jeff Underwood
And Joey Sampaga.
signing off from the Weekly Closer and Security Title Studios. See you later.
Adios.
Bye-bye.